All right, how you guys doing? Got another video for you. Let's see where we left off. I'll open up this world. We got our character, we got coins, got the floor. Today we are going to upgrade our floor, and we're also going to learn a new way to add pieces into the world that it's going to help us add pieces very quickly, so we can create our games faster and I don't know, just better. All right, so I know this is going to shock you, but here's what we're going to do. All these floors that we added in, we are getting rid of them and we're going to replace them with something new and improved. So I'm going to click on this block, I'm going to right click, and I'm going to hit delete. We have no floor now. So if we played our game, our character would fall like so, and he's gone. All right, so we got to fix that. Okay, so our first step in this is we need to get something to replace it with. So if you go to your Schoology and you look in the Wednesday folder, you're going to see tiles, a tiles zip. Click on that and click it again, and it's going to download some tiles. So there's my tiles zip. This is my downloads folder. And this is a picture, so it's a sprite. I'm going to put it in the sprites folder. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to come over here to Eversole's folder, and I'm going to say open in file manager. So there, ooh, my kids left Minecraft on. Let me turn that off. So there is my sprites folder. And here's my downloads folder, tiles. I'm going to right click and drag and say extract here. And I use WinRAR, so I don't have to do that thing where I have to make sure it doesn't extract it in the wrong spot. But I have one folder, so tiles, there's not a second folder in here, just one. And inside of here is my set of tiles that I'm going to create. All right. So that should appear any second now. There it is. Okay. And we also are going to need another folder that we're going to use very soon. So you're going to be clicking on your RES folder. I'm clicking on Eversole because I made a folder for our online tutorial series. So this is going to be tile sets. So just right click on your RES folder and say new folder and then call it tile sets. We're going to make a set of tiles for ourselves so we can put in these floor pieces very quickly. Now, almost done with our setup. Okay, at the top middle, we have a little plus sign up here. It's like opening up a new tab. We are going to open up a new scene, and we're going to start our scene off with an other node, a node you haven't seen yet. It's called a tile map. We're going to make a tile map node, and I'm going to rename this to test tiles, like that. And good practice is to save your scene so you don't lose your stuff. So I'm going to do Control S for save, and this needs to go in my scenes folder. Here's all my classes that I have. I want to put it into my online series, which is Eversole, into the scenes folder. I'm just going to go ahead and drop it right here. If I choose to organize it later, that'll be fine, but for right now, putting it right here. So save. So if you look in my scenes folder, I now have a test tiles in there. All right, in the top left, click on test tiles, and you'll get a new bar over here that you haven't seen just yet, right here. Not this one, but right over here. And one of those options is tile set. Click on the drop down arrow and then click new tile set. Click on the word tile set after you've done that, and it's going to bring up this bottom bar here. Pull that bar up about 70% of the way. It's going to give you a box that we're going to work with our tiles here. So you should have just a little bit of screen here, and most of it filled up as a bottom bar. Now let's go find our picture that we loaded in. So I'm going to go to tiles. Here's my tile set. I'm going to start off with Dirt Auto Tile. And we're going to go ahead and create our first auto tiler. Okay, so here's how this works. Now we're going to turn each one of these blocks into a single tile that can be put down very rapidly. In the top right, I've got a little plus sign here. I can zoom in on it just a little bit. So there's my tile set. This is a picture. Now for my picture here, I don't have any extra options over here until I click on this, and I can't click on this until I say I want to create a tile. So we're going to start off with making a single tile first, and then we'll move on to the auto tile. When I click on new single tile, a new button pops up and it says region. So I'm going to choose a region. I want to use an area. Well, if you tried to draw it, you want to try and get it perfect on the tile. It's really hard freehanding it. But once you click one time, you'll get some more options. Click on this magnet here, and it's going to reveal a grid. Now, this grid is not the correct size yet, so let's size it to make it the correct size. These options on the side here do not appear until you click in this grid, and it's called snap options. We need to change what our snap is. Right now it's set to 32 by 32. The actual size of these tiles are 64 pixels by 64 pixels. Okay, so now we can click, and this is the correct size for each of these tiles here. That looks good. All right, so if I want to make a single tile, I just choose the area that I want. I'm going to use this one area right here. And so that's our picture. This is the region is our picture. I'm going to go ahead and label this. So right here it says selected tile. If you open that, I'm going to call this single tile. Now this part's been kind of confusing to me. I want to sometimes see the name of it, but over here right next to the zoom button it says display tile name. Ooh, it says hold alt key. Let's see, hold alt key. So if I hold the alt key, I can see the tile's name. So that's my single tile. Now we have not given, I gave this tile a name. We have not given it any collision yet, so we can't stand on it. So let's click on collision here. And to add collision to that, I'm going to click this square and then double click in the section. And now it gave that square some collision, and it went ahead and just matched it up to the square. All right, that's it. You've created your first tile. We've got a lot more that we can utilize. We're going to see what this one tile looks like. So in the top right hand corner, you should see a screwdriver and a wrench. Click on that and click Save As. This is a tile set that we're saving. So we want to put this in our tile sets folder. And I'm just going to call this test tiles. Save. So now when I hit save, it saved this tile set that we created. To see what it looks like when you're messing around with it, you can just lower this little block here and click on tile sets again, and now that little bar pops out. And if you put your mouse out here, you can see that we have a tile, and if I click and hold, I can paint with the tile. If I right click, I erase. And if I want to use this bucket up here, which is B, it can fill in for me. I think, yeah, ooh, right click and delete all of those. If I want to start painting again, I'll click the pencil and I can draw with it. All right, so let's go use this on our world over there. So I'm going to push Control S because this scene is not saved. So I've saved it. Now let's go back to our world. We have our character. We have no floor. So we're going to repeat the same process we did. I'm going to click on world. I'm going to hit the plus sign, and I'm looking for tile map. There it is. It's also under my recent. I'm going to click on tile map. I'm going to rename this tile map. I want to call this the floor. Great. Now, just like I did in that other scene, I can click on floor and I can choose the tile set over here. So click on floor. It's going to pop up this bar and I need to choose my tile set. Before we clicked on new tile set, this time we're going to click load. We're going to load the one we just made. I put that in my tile sets folder. There it is. I'm going to hit open. So now you can see I have a single tile and I'm going to draw something for my character to stand on. And I'm going to test and make sure that it's working correctly. So I'm going to hit play. And my character is on the ground. And I can walk back and forth and I can jump and I can grab the coins. I didn't add any up there yet, but hey, we're really just focusing on trying to add some floor pieces. Perfect. Let's go explore this new auto tile feature, which is very cool. So Control S, save what you did here. Let's go back to our test tiles. Here's that world where we made these tiles. And I want to alter my tiles. So I'm going to click on test tiles. And then on the right, I'm going to click on this word test tiles. Pull this bar back up. Click on the picture. And we're back to our tile set. I'm going to click on new auto tile. And I'm going to draw the region from top to bottom. I want to grab every single one of these tiles here. Don't go bigger, just the size of the tiles. Grab them all. On the right hand side, let's give it a name. These are going to be our auto tiles. On this page here where you choose the auto tiles, I want you to choose auto tile bit mask and change it to 3x3 minimal. Hide this. Now we are going to again choose our we can start off with collision. Let's start off with collision. Let's do our collision. So let's click on collision and we want to give all of these tiles a collision. So I'm going to click in the tile, click the square, and then click in the tile again. So I'm just repeating this process over and over until I get all of my tiles to have a collision so the character can stand on them. The cool thing about the auto tile is once you get it done, you are able to draw very, very quickly. And you can, pretty soon we'll make some of our own tiles, our own custom tiles, and you'll be able to figure out how to draw your own tiles. So I am just adding the collision here into each one of these blocks. You might be tempted to just give it like stretch and try to make them all at one time. Don't do that. Just take your time, fill them all in. I know it's tedious to start with, but once you get it done, the rewards are grand. Alright, we almost got it. Feel free to fast forward. I'm not going to pause because I'm almost done. 4 more. At the top, you see the collision. The next one we're going to do is we're going to choose bit mask. Now, bit mask is basically just setting up how these blocks fit together. I'm not going to really explain it too much. I'm just going to show you what you need to do. You need to color in all of the black space, just like this. So if you left click, it will draw. If you mess up, let's say you draw somewhere you're not supposed to, just right click and it'll erase it for you. So this is just like a key, or a map. It's like a map for the game so it can figure out where you want to connect the pieces. I've started to make my own tiles, so I have to draw my own bit mask. And what I can tell is like it just tries to link the tiles adjacent to it to the pattern that we're drawing. So if they're, it's hard to explain, but it tries to make the edges touch each other. That's how it chooses which tile to put down. Maybe I'll give like another video of how this actually does it, but until I get my head fully wrapped around it, it's going to be hard to make a video. But it just basically sees the squares you're painting in and tries to fill in the correct tile and makes it touch on as many spots as possible. Alright, I think I got this all correct. Again, if you made a mistake, just right click to erase it. Alright, so there's my bit mask. Now, the last thing you need to do is click on icon here, and we're going to choose an icon. I want this one to be my icon. After I've done this, I'm going to click on my wrench and my screwdriver, and I'm going to hit save. Now we can test this by pulling the bar down, clicking on tile sets again, and we have two tiles here. We have a single tile, which was what we were painting with earlier, and now we have an auto tiler. So now, whenever we draw, our game is going to know what we're looking for, and it's going to automatically fill in the correct tile for us. So our stuff doesn't take so long to draw. And it's got a lot of other really cool features. You can make like the inside tiles. They can randomly like rotate through other ones. Like right now, this center section tile, this center tile is just black. But you can make it where they randomly choose tiles and stuff like that. It's really cool. So that's how that works. I'm gonna do Control S, and I'm gonna hop over here to my world again, and I'm going to fix this, make it a little better looking here. Give my character a little bit of world here. And I also want you guys to take a little bit of extra time and draw yourself a world that is sizable. Draw it larger than your viewport, because in a video very soon we're going to be able to see more than just that little area. So take your time and use your new auto tiler and draw yourself a world that is larger. Feel free to put some jumping stuff in there. I know you guys like to do that parkour thing, which is fun, air quotes. It's that old-timey gaming stuff that youngsters think is still cool. It's the old school Mario stuff. Anyway, so that's about the end of this video. I'm just drawing a little bit. But anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I'm going to keep on making this stuff, and we'll keep learning and keep creating our video game. And if you guys need any help with anything, send me an email. Alright, that's about it. You guys have a wonderful day. See you later.